The streets of Paris were quiet, the kind of stillness that only comes before dawn. Inside the dimly lit Tuileries Palace, a solitary figure sat hunched over a desk, scribbling furiously. Napoleon Bonaparte, general, emperor, and one of the most powerful men in Europe, was writing a letter. But this wasn't a political manifesto or a military order. It was a love letter, filled with longing, addressed to Josephine, the woman who had both captivated and confounded him. "Every hour of separation tears my heart," he wrote, pausing as his hand trembled. The conqueror of nations, feared by kings and armies, was undone by his own emotions. He folded the letter carefully and sealed it with wax, a small gesture of tenderness amidst the weight of his empire. Napoleon was a man of contradictions. To the world, he was a strategic genius, a man who rose from obscurity to crown himself emperor. But behind the scenes, he was tormented by insecurities, haunted by doubts about loyalty, love, and legacy. It was 1804, the year of his coronation. The grand ceremony at Notre Dame Cathedral was the pinnacle of his ambition. Dressed in robes of crimson velvet and gold, Napoleon took the crown from the Pope's hands and placed it on his own head. The gesture was deliberate, a declaration that his power came not from divine right, but from his own will. The crowd erupted in applause, but in that moment, his mind wandered. Did Josephine truly love him, or was she merely playing her part as the empress? Rumors of her infidelities had reached him. They whispered through the halls of the palace, carried by courtiers eager to sow discord. Napoleon's trust in her wavered, and he began to question everything. The man who commanded legions of soldiers was powerless against the specter of betrayal. Meanwhile, his military campaigns pushed the boundaries of his empire. Victory after victory solidified his place in history, yet each triumph came at a cost. The battles of Austerlitz, Jena, and Wagram painted maps red with blood. Thousands perished, and though Napoleon's name was etched in glory, he carried the weight of every life lost. At night, he often dreamt of the battlefield, the cries of the wounded echoing in his mind. Then came the turning point, the invasion of Russia in 1812. Napoleon, ever the strategist, underestimated the Russian winter. His Grande Armée, once over 600,000 strong, was reduced to a fraction of its size. Frostbitten and starving, his soldiers retreated, leaving behind a trail of devastation. Napoleon's aura of invincibility shattered. As he crossed the Berezina River, he gazed at the icy waters and wondered if his ambition had been his undoing. Back in Paris, political alliances crumbled, enemies closed in, sensing weakness. By 1814, Napoleon was forced to abdicate and was exiled to the island of Elba. Stripped of his power, he spent his days walking along the rocky shores, reflecting on the life he had built and lost. Yet the fire within him refused to be extinguished. In 1815, he escaped Elba and returned to France, rallying support for a final stand. The Hundred Days campaign culminated in the Battle of Waterloo, a catastrophic defeat that sealed his fate. Napoleon was exiled once more, this time to the remote island of Saint Helena. There, under constant surveillance, he spent his remaining years writing memoirs, dictating his version of history. On May 5, 1821, Napoleon took his last breath. The cause of death remains a subject of debate: stomach cancer, arsenic poisoning, or perhaps the cumulative weight of a life lived in extremes. He died as he had lived, shrouded in mystery, larger than life. To this day, Napoleon's legacy endures. Was he a hero or a tyrant, a visionary or a megalomaniac? The answer lies somewhere in the gray areas, as complex and multifaceted as the man himself. One thing is certain: Napoleon Bonaparte's story is a testament to the heights and depths of human ambition. Would you follow in the footsteps of such a man, knowing the cost? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible stories from history.